let's take a look at the front pages of today's Sunday papers. The Sunday Express rather, first of all, leading with the headline there that things will get worse before they get better. That's Boris Johnson warning that he could draft in tougher measures to help stop the spread of the coronavirus in the UK. That's that letter that he's sending to every household.
Sunday Times, meanwhile, is reporting that one of the government's leading advisers has warned that the current lockdown, as they've called it, must last until June if the UK is to avoid the worst effects of the outbreak.
The Sunday Mirror's front page has a plea from frontline doctors and nurses for more protective masks and gowns, one of the stories that's been making headlines in the last 48 hours or so.
And the picture on the front of today's Observer shows a drive-in coronavirus testing facility. Sites like this have, of course, opened for NHS staff in Surrey and in Nottingham.
Lots of stories inside the papers as well today. A warning here, I think this is the Observer, yeah it is, talking about the danger that fruit and veg could run out unless Bruton gets some fruit pickers in. I think about 60,000 normally come into the country to help with the crops like strawberries and things like that, but there's a worry that obviously with the travel restrictions that are in place at the moment, that may make it difficult to get this year's crops in, and we could run out of fruit and veg, according to the Observer.
Sort of two pressure points in that they haven't got people coming in to pick the fruit, but also the domestic demand has increased significantly,
Huge.
hasn't it,
Absolutely.
for farmers? Yeah. This I found interesting in the Sunday Times. Struck a chord with me after yesterday.
Okay.
Well, I've been going for a run every morning, you know, your designated time outside of the house, and I've noticed an increase in tension in the park on the walkways. Some people are still walking in couples or trios.
Which is fine if you're from the same household.
Which is fine, but then it's whether you give way and make sure that there's 6 feet of space. Anyway, according to the Times, joggers should give way to dog walkers, specifically because when you're running, you're more likely to pant and let out droplets. So really, it's arguing that it's for runners to make their way around. So I'll be behaving differently.
Well, I read a tweet from somebody saying, you know, your desire for a personal best shouldn't be at the expense of others. Things will get worse before they get better. That is the message from the Prime Minister as he writes to every household in Britain today.
Yes, urging people to stay home to save lives. Boris Johnson's letter also says the government will not hesitate to bring in more drastic measures to help stop the virus from spreading.